I wanna be a billionaire so freaking bad. Buy all of the things I never had. I wanna be
Hi
on the
guys, welcome to All
cover
About
of.
Nothing, a vlog about everything. Okay, so today we are going to talk about home buying. So I bought a condo right after I graduated college. So I was only 23 when I bought my condo. Actually, I was 22. I was 22 when I bought my condo. And it was just a whole different world. Like, I did not know what I was doing or what I was getting myself into, but it was probably one of the best choices I've made in my young adult life. So I wanted to talk about that today. What did me to buy a house, well, a condo, was that I was transitioning from college to the real world, I guess, and I needed a place to live. My lease was ending and there was no way in the world I was gonna live with my roommate after our lease was over. So I needed to find somewhere to live, and my mom was just like, move back home, you'll save money and it'll be all good and blah blah blah. No. There's no way in the world I would have moved back home. And I told my mom that, and it's not because I don't love my mom, because we all know that I love my mom to death, but I just couldn't do it. Mom had like kind of jokingly said, well, instead of renting, you should just buy something. And like she planted that little seed in my head, and I'm like, maybe you're right, woman, maybe I should buy something. And so I had brought it up to her again, and she was just like, Jasmine, you are too young to be thinking about buying a house. You need to do this and that and the third first, and yada yada yada. And I was just like, okay, well, you said it, so I want to do it. So I was kind of determined at that point, and so I got a realtor, which was very easy. My cousin was my realtor. So I was very lucky and blessed for that, because it just made the process so easy. She just did everything for me, kind of. And she like found the houses. She kind of had an idea of what I was looking for. She knew I was looking for something small, something that I could afford. And so she showed me a few places, and I was just like, not something that I would want to buy. They were more of like an apartment feel, and it just like, it wasn't worth the money to me personally. The spaces were so small. My condo is pretty small, but it's perfect. It's perfect for where I'm at in life. And as soon as I walked into this condo, I was just like, oh my goodness. Like I didn't show I was overwhelmed, but I was pretty overwhelmed with emotion. Like I just knew this was like mine. I knew that this place was supposed to be mine. You will know when you have found the place for you. Now, is this the place I'm gonna live for the rest of my life? Heck no. But it's perfect for where I'm at in life. The biggest reason I chose to buy instead of rent is because we were going and we were looking at houses for rent. Well, I was looking at houses for rent. I was looking at apartments for rent. And for like a 1-bedroom apartment, I was paying like $1,000, no furniture or anything included. And I was just like, whoa, hold up. I'm not telling you what I pay now, but I have way more for my money, way more. And it was just a smarter choice. So I'm going to be giving my money to these apartment complexes, or to not my tenant. I would be the tenant to my landlord. I would be giving the money to my landlord, or I'd be giving my money to the apartment complexes, and it just wasn't making sense to me. And I didn't know how much mortgage would be, but mortgage is definitely reasonable. You can definitely find a reasonable mortgage for your budget. I promise you. And I'm building equity on my home, and I've only been here for less than a year. I've built equity on it, and so no matter what I do, I'm going to make a profit off of this. So if I decide I don't want to live here next year, I can go ahead and sell it and be done with it, or I could rent it out. So that was kind of my biggest reason for doing it, because it just made more sense for me. This was definitely an investment. I am not living here, like I said, for the rest of my life. So this was a huge investment for me. And it felt so good to be knowing at 22 I was making a choice, and to me this is like it's like a business, like it's a whole business idea plan. So I'm gonna live here for now, and then I'm gonna move out and rent it out to tenants. And I live in a pretty good area. It's not really a neighborhood, but I live in a good area, so I don't think finding a renter, a tenant, should be too difficult. Good school district, all of that. So those were kind of my reasons to buy it. I needed to get out of my living situation. I didn't really have a place to go other than home, and renting a 1-bedroom apartment was just ridiculous. It was just ridiculous. So this was the best route I could find, and I took it. So I just want to give you some perspectives from a realtor's point of view. So I have 2 realtors who sent me some information. They sent me some buying tips for people who are interested in purchasing property, or just wanting to know some tips. And like I said, I went into this blind. So my realtor said, try to buy a house with some equity in it that has good resale value. Make sure that you realize the home buying process is a process and it doesn't happen overnight. That's true, it is a process. But once you get it rolling, like once you find a place that you like and the people accept your offer, it kind of goes by quickly. At least it went by pretty quickly for me. I was in my home within like a month and a half, I would say, of like starting the process, maybe 2 months after starting the process. So it wasn't too difficult for me, at least. She also said, make sure to budget for your home inspection, homeowner's insurance, and miscellaneous loan fees. Buying a house includes more than the down payment. That is a huge one, guys. That is a huge one. When I tell you, I woke up one morning and was like, I'm gonna find a place to live and I'm gonna buy a house. Like, that's really what happened. And they accepted my stuff. They accepted my offer. And like I said, the ball just kept rolling and rolling and rolling. And I was spitting out money, spitting it out, spitting it out, spitting it out. And this is how I know it was meant to be. I know it was meant to be because how I had the money to do all of that, I have no idea. And my 100% right when she says, make sure you budget for all of that stuff, guys. Because it isn't just the down payment. And as far as down payments go, I think it's so important for you guys to also understand that there are so many programs out there that can help you with your down payment. I had no idea. Like I said, I didn't know anything about anything. But I was also blessed and lucky enough. I'm about to start crying because everything just fell into place so good. Okay, so I was blessed and lucky enough to not have to pay a down payment. So how that happened, I have no idea. But my realtor was so awesome and perfect that she was able to find a program for me. So she said, also, get what you really want. Remember that you are the one buying a home, so don't let outside people influence your decision. Very important. The person you should probably listen to the most is your realtor because they know the market. So I agree with that. She knows what she's talking about. She also said, right now in the current market, don't take too much time debating on whether or not you want to buy a house. If you like it, she said, now's the time to act on it and write the contract with your agent. So those were the tips that my realtor, who helped me get my condo, gave for you guys. And my friend is also a realtor, and I am so proud of her. I just want to give her a shout out. Shout out to Carly. I think she just turned 22. And she's a realtor, so shout out to her for doing her thing. Okay, so my friend's tips, who was a realtor, she said, shop for a lender and loan like you shop for anything else. Her next tip was always check and see what first-time home buying grants/programs are out there. Yes, what I already said. You can get so lucky. Be realistic. Understand that you won't find a 10 out of 10, but if you can find an 8 out of 10, go for it. So nothing is ever going to be perfect. Like, I knew, like I said, when I walked in here, I knew it was a place for me, but it's definitely not perfect. Like, she said save, which is also what my realtor said. Enough for deposit and closing costs. It makes the home buying process less stressful. Yes, 100%. Like, I said earlier, just make sure you have the money. Like I said, I did it. I don't know how I did it. But I would say, like, if you could save like a good, besides the down payment, I don't want to give any information on down payments because mine wasn't a huge deal. But I would say like a good $500 to $1,000 minus the down payment, just for like random costs. I mean, a home inspection is super important. Make sure you get your home inspection. They come in and assess any damage that's done. And what I thought was pretty awesome is that, so the home inspector is going to find things wrong with the house and they're going to let you know. And then your realtor, well, my realtor went to the home inspection for me. I wasn't even there. So like I said, she's awesome. She did the whole thing for me. But the realtor will basically write something up asking the seller to fix this, that, and the third. And you can put as much stuff as you want on that list. I forget what she said is typical for the seller to fix, but the seller normally does fix some of it. My seller fixed everything that was on the list, which was awesome. So it's so important for you to get the house inspection because something might be wrong and it might be a huge deal. It might be a deal breaker where you're like, I don't want to buy this house anymore. Or it might be some little things that they're willing to fix and then you don't have to worry about it. So home inspection, super important. I just feel like in this day and age, everyone that I've talked to my age is just like, I don't think buying a place is something for me. I'm just going to find somewhere to rent and blah, blah. And it's just, I'm just like, why? Just buy somewhere. And they're always like, well, I don't know if I'm going to stay here for long. I don't want the responsibility. And I get you don't want the responsibility because you do have to do all the upkeep. My goal now is to buy a home within like the next 3 to 5 years. Hope maybe sooner than that, to be completely honest. Like, I didn't know I could afford where I live now so easily, but I can. And it's just like, wow, like I can get something like bigger. And like if I keep moving on up and like keep getting better jobs or whatever, like I can get something even bigger. Like, I don't know. So 3 to 5 years, I definitely want to buy a bigger home and I want to rent this place out. This is going to be my first renting property. And like right now, I think the market's a seller's market. So buyers, like she said, my realtor said, you can't just find a house and like sit on it for a month because most likely it won't be there. So I would say if you're serious about buying a home, go for it. I think it's a smart choice. It's definitely a smart choice. It's much smarter than renting. But also be prepared because like I said, you might find something you really like and it might be gone within a month, really within a week. So, I mean, it's definitely a seller's market. But yeah, just get you a realtor who knows what they're talking about and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. If you have any questions for me, because I don't think I explained everything as well and I know I forgot a lot of my home buying experience, please contact me. Younger people in their 20s, so all my 20-somethings, this vlog channel isn't for you, it's for everyone, but this video is really for you guys because you guys are wasting so much money renting. Like, just stop. And if you want to waste money on renting, come to me because you can rent out one of my properties and I'll just make money off of you. Let's just make smarter choices. To get your locks changed. So I got my locks changed immediately. And this is what I did with my key. How awesome is this? First home. If you liked what you saw, if you got any information out of this video, if you feel inspired to buy or you're more curious to buy, about buying, give this video a thumbs up and like it. Also, please comment and subscribe. Please subscribe. Also, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, just_jazz. Bye.
I wanna be a billionaire so freaking bad. buy all of the things I never had. I wanna be on the cover of Forbes magazine, smiling next to Oprah and the Queen. Oh, every time I close my eyes, I see my name in shining lights.